On August 2nd, 1939, President Franklin Roosevelt received a letter from Albert Einstein saying that Germany was doing research to develop nuclear weapons. Germany, led by Adolf Hitler and the National Socialist German Workers' Party, later known as the Nazis, were at war in Europe. The U.S. was watching closely as Germany was gaining power in that region. On May 12, 1941, President Roosevelt authorized the U.S. research of using nuclear energy to create modern weapons and was named the Manhattan Project. Robert J. Oppenheimer, a scientist from New York, was chosen by the U.S. government to lead the Manhattan Project with $2 million to do so. In addition to Oppenheimer, many more scientists were needed to help the project. The first meetings were held in New York, which led to the name of its highly secretive project. The United States had around 125,000 men and women working as scientists, doctors, nurses, and engineers in many locations. Some of these people were in the military and some were chosen because of their professions. They were stationed at sites in the U.S. as well as Canada and Europe. The major test sites were located in New Mexico and Nevada. Research facilities were located throughout the country, on college universities, in large cities, and in remote areas. Each facility had their own job or role, but none of them were told what the end product was. Only Oppenheimer knew all the pieces of the puzzle. On December 7th, 1941, Japan attacked our Pearl Harbor naval base in Hawaii and became our target for the atomic bomb. On August 6th, 1945, the U.S. dropped the first atomic bomb, Little Boy, on Hiroshima, Japan. 3 days later, the second atomic bomb, Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki. The dropping of the two atomic bombs caused Japan to surrender during World War II.
In the beginning of World War II, President Roosevelt knew he needed to develop an atomic bomb before the United States knew they could. He began this process by building the Uranium Committee to study uranium and its possible use for weapons. For almost 2 years following its creation, the Uranium Committee was the only thing the United States was taking towards creating the atomic bomb. However, in May 1941, the National Defense Research Committee began to research nuclear technology. On December 8th, the United States declared war on Japan. A couple days later, the U.S. was at war with Germany and Italy too. This increased the need for an atomic bomb in the U.S.'s hands. In August of 1942, the Manhattan Engineering District was created to develop and test nuclear weapons. This was later renamed the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was made up of intelligent scientists. The bomb assembly plant was built in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Robert Oppenheimer was in charge of putting everything together in Los Alamos. Nearly $2 billion were spent on research and development of this atomic bomb. Throughout the planning, the plant, the assembly, the United States